The art of war is to protect you. Some people aren't interested in strategy or the book, The Art of War. How is it relevant to your life? Because you want to prevent danger before it happens. It's just as useful for somebody who's not interested in power or strategy or anything as it is for people who are. With everything that's going on in the world today, how could you not be interested in strategy? Please, you want to take a listen. You look at anybody's life who's famous, because everything is out there and you see all their weaknesses, but at the same time they're like famous, somebody really successful. And then, that's an excellent example of they know strategy in one area, but they can't take those rules and apply them to anything else. And so now in everything else, they're just like me and you, all of us, struggling to get by in life, taking big falls, because they're playing with big money. But we didn't learn strategy in school. And so we just learned how on our own, day to day, just going through life, making all these mistakes. But that's what the art of war is about, avoiding mistakes. It's about preventing danger so it never happens. And that's almost something that we would think is impossible to do. But it's not. Almost like magic or sorcery. Magic, you fool the other person. They think it's going to be this way. Now, why would you want to do that? Or when we see it on stage, it's for fun. But when you're in a competition, it's for life or death, or business win, business lose. This is what Sun Tzu means when he says, the path is the way to survive. The ground of pitched battle is the place where you will live or die. Strategy is a supplement to be used on extraordinary tactics. That means you've mastered your tactics. One of the 5 ways of knowing who will win is knowing when to fight and when not to fight. Because they want to act out of emotions, and that's what the art of war is all about, to never act on emotions, but search your feelings. Like Yoda said in Star Wars, stretch your feelings, because that's where you find the truth. And like Mastering the Art of War says, truth is what gives you order. And if knowledge of the problem is the key to the solution, what is your knowledge of this problem? Right? Because it's your understanding of it that's going to lead to victory. So your knowledge of the problem. Do you know about what Trump's policies are? Do you know about Jerome Adams? Do you know about Anthony Fauci? Do you know about Bill Gates and his involvement in the vaccines? Do you know about their history? Do you know about their motives? These are the types of things that you have to know. When you know yourself and you know others, victory is never in danger. Have you listened to some of the critics? David Icke, Dr. Rashid Buttar. Have you sought all types of information from all types of sources and credibility and make your own conclusion about what is real and what is not, who is deceiving? The Art of War says if you see the subtle and notice the hidden, victory is never in danger. You have to do your homework, right? You get in a relationship and then you find out that person's cheating. That's your fault. You didn't do your homework. You got to know others and you got to know yourself. If you see this in movies all the time and that person's bad, and yeah, they are bad, but the person that got cheated on never wants to take accountability and say, I should have realized this. There were red flags. You see them all the talk shows and the Jerry Springer and all of that. And then, why you cheated on me? Why? But it's your fault too. So you give somebody money to invest and they mess it up. That's your fault. You didn't do your homework and you don't know that person. So you have to take some accountability. Really, you should take all of the accountability for that. Now, if most of us are all good people, then one thing we do have in strength is numbers. But like the Art of War says, it's not necessarily beneficial to have more strength, only to avoid acting aggressive. If we don't know the time and place of battle, we can never win anyway. Knowledge is a tactic. You have to have knowledge about what's going on. If I take a caveman and a businessman and say, hey, I'm going to give you all the money you need to make a business constant. Whatever you mess up, don't matter. I'll give you more billions, trillions. Just keep on going until you get your business going. And they say, okay, who do you think is going to win? Who's going to make it happen first? Right? That's a no-brainer. And so that's an extreme example, but it's the same thing. It's a parallel. It's the same difference. And so knowledge is the tactic. Now, how you use that knowledge is just strategy, right? And so that'll be the time and place, the depth at which you use it. The eyes are misleading. Victory can be discerned, but not manufactured. The eyes, like the Art of War said, observation of the situation is with the eyes, but assessment of the opponent is in the mind. So you have to see with your mind. The eyes are limited. Do not look to people for victory in battle. Look to the force of momentum. In the last recession, everything took place on the front scenes where we could see it all happening with the subprime loans and the houses folding in. But now everything is taking place behind the scenes with the repo markets and the quantitative easing and the pulling down the interest rates to zero. And we don't see any of this. And now it's the small businesses all about to go out of business, and the job market is about to change. Strategy is seeing these things ahead of time and being able to make them work to your advantage, or at least prevent any harm to yourself. To act promptly. Promptness is the mother of good fortune. The first thing you need to do is to figure out who's being aggressive to you. If someone's being aggressive to you and you don't even know it, this is probably one of the worst things next to Stockholm Syndrome.